Bhairava Kalike Namostute. Om Namo Bhairavaya Namo Nama. Om Namo Bhairavaya Swaha. So good morning, we are back on yet another video. Today is more of a generic subject based on all the emails and comments that I'm seeing on this channel and on my email ID that you are sending me. A little bit of understanding on how generic life itself would be once you are in the path of sadhana, how life changes, and why is it that many of us are depressed? Why is it that many of us feel alone and without a support? Why is it that we find that no matter what we do, we are always on the wrong side? We are majorly misunderstood, majorly unseen by people who should actually be helping us out. Relationships are collapsing. Most of who are supposed to help us out in life, they're not even bothered about us. So all this, I've already addressed this in many of my previous videos itself, that anybody who is going to progress in the path of sadhana will not have a perfect life. Because if you have a perfect life, you are probably in a very initial stages of human births. You are going through the entire cycle. You are exposed to everything material. Your urges are very similar to that of an animal. You have physical needs, you have material needs, you have the needs for political needs. Animals have political needs. Dogs, they guard a specific area and they do not like other dogs to come into that area. So there is this competition, that all this is animalistic instincts which you would still find in human beings. In the path of sadhana, you will find that all this has to wane as one progresses from the stage of entering into the entire sadhana path, and then by the third or fourth year you will generally find that majorly you are non-reactive, as if you are a stone. So the message on how to deal with life itself and life's pains as they try to pull you down, which is nothing other than burning your karma. You are getting rid of your karma, that therein you will continuously get hit. Why are you hit? It's all coming back and you're just finishing your score. You ask for moksha, you're coming into this path because finally your jiva is in the state of Kali Yuga. Finally it has gone from the Satyuga till the Treta, Dwapara, and now you have finally reached the state of Kali Yuga. Now there is nowhere else to go. You're supposed to burn it all out and leave. That is your purpose right now. So what happens? Everything is hitting you now. And in the path of sadhana, you are trying to cut down on multiple births in future. Because how is it going to be? How is a birth going to be in future? What is a guarantee that it will be better or worse? There is no guarantee. So what you are majorly trying to achieve is that you do not want to have another birth. You want to settle off your scores and get into a state of oneness with your deity. Become one of the ganas at the highest state. That these are the kind of goals that somebody in the path of sadhana will have. The people who generally do not find resonance with sadhana, who are not interested in it, who will remember God maybe on special days, this is not part of sadhana. You want to do something special on certain days, please understand that you are not an upasaka or somebody who prays to the deities only in the temple or on special days. I find a lot of you asking questions on this day, what am I supposed to do? Let me tell you, I do nothing on any special day. This is something I'm telling you about myself. There are no special days in my calendar. 365 days is 365 days. I know Amavasya or when it is Paurnami or when it is Ashtami. I know because specific signs will come to me. I do not even see the calendar. I usually, after my prayers, when I look at the moon, I will realize that either that will be one way in which I realize that it is a special day, or else it will be that something will continuously, she'll continuously start communicating with me, and I will start realizing that okay, today the messages are too powerful. And then if I look at the calendar, if it's the daytime, then I will realize that yes, it will be Amavasya and she will be very, very, very active. very actively communicating. So do I do anything special on those days? I don't. Because for me, there is the concept of special days should not apply in sadhana. Should not be a special day. So if you're saying that there is a special day and you are doing something special on, say, Ashtami, my question to you is, why have you decided that the non-Ashtami days will not be special for your deity? When you're proven that on Ashtami you are able to do something special, are you saying that the other 30-40 days you choose not to do that special thing for them? So if I wake up early in the morning and I bathe her, I do my pujas, I do the Karpura Artis and Ashtagandha Abhishekam, and I do the turmeric Abhishekam, I do the Kumkum Abhishekam on everyday basis. So if you're saying that I should only do it on Amavasya, or I add an extra, let's say for example I add a ghee bath, Abhishekam with ghee, 1 liter of ghee on Amavasya alone, as an example, why should I not do it every day? Am I saying that on the other day she is not special, or that she is not reactive, or she is not able to hear or see what I am doing? So when people are texting me, such special days are coming, should I do something? Please understand that is for upasakas. If you are in the path of sadhana, 365 days are special days. 365 days are special. Every second is special. Sadhana is when it's for oneness with the deity. It is not for blessings or like specifically attaining goals. It is for oneness. You should come out of this Dwapara Yuga mindset wherein like on special days I do special. That means you are not treating them or taking your deity for granted on the other days. So you would choose to believe that is fine. That is the reason why I don't suddenly come on Ashtami and say, like, on Ashtami do this. No, every day do it. If you're proven to yourself that on Ashtami you are able to do something extra, then you have proven to yourself that you can do that every day. Or else it should be so extraordinary that it borders on tapasia. On Ashtami, I'm going to sit the whole day on meditation, not even go out of my house. Something extraordinary like that, then maybe that you cannot do on your other days, then probably do something like that. But don't say that you will do a few extra malas or you light 1 extra lamp on Ashtami. Then please think for a second, can I do this every day? If I can do this every day, am I saying that on Ashtami alone you and me are special, whereas for other days I choose not to do this? Is that not disrespectful? So if you want to do something special on a specific tithi of a deity who is a Ishta, it should be extraordinary. Something that cannot be imitated on other days. Cannot be imitated. You have a family, you have a job, you have a business to run. On Ashtami, for example, or Amavasya or Paurnami, on specific moon calendars of your deity, you want to do something special. It should be so difficult to do it on the other days. Do something like that. So don't talk about doing 2 extra malas and all that. Do that every day, no? If you are able to do it on Ashtami, why is your deity not special on the other days? So for me, 365 days are the same. I am always at my highest level. This is what I can keep doing every single day. And yes, it is beyond that comfort zone. Say bahari hoga. I purposely ensure that it is always above the comfort zone. Yes, everybody would like to sleep an extra half an hour. Yes, everybody would like to simply show some dhoop and karpurati and walk away. Yes, doing an abhishekam with drums of water, carrying it and ensuring that she is absolutely kept at her highest. 365 days is difficult. That is an extreme commitment. And for somebody who's in the materialistic life like me, that is going out of the comfort zone and choosing not to spend that time probably in a gym or probably doing something else. That is a daily sacrifice that I am doing. So if I find that on Ashtami I can do something extra, it will take another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then to me I am not able to convince myself and say that this 5 or 10 minutes I don't have on the other days. I have it. Then why am I not doing it? So if I can do some small extra 10-minute thing for her, especially on Amavasya or for Bhairava Baba on Ashtami, then I would rather do it every day, because on the next, if today is Ashtami, I have done 10 malas extra, and on the next day I will feel too guilty personally, and that I am not doing the 10 mala only because it's not Ashtami. In the path of sadhana, special days should reduce little by little, and every day your deity is very special to you. Upasana is a state where there are special days, there are Jayantis and all that. If there is one form, for example, there is Bhadrakali Jayanti. On that date, if you are in the path of Dakshina Kali is your Ishta and you are in the path of Dakshina Kali, on Bhadrakali Jayanti, you are doing one mala extra of her Nama Japam, or you are reciting some of her slokas. It makes sense. But repetitive Ashtamis and Amavasya alone, you put extra effort for 10-15 minutes. Please ensure that is something probably you should be doing every day. Sadhana is not easy. Sadhana is just one step below tapasya. Once somebody crosses the state of sadhana, he is in the state of tapasya. Tapasya is always extreme, 1,000 years standing on a single leg and continuously reciting the nama japa of the deities. These are the things that are called tapasyas that asuras have done, devas have done to gain siddhis and powers of extreme potential. So what you can do, which only takes 10-15 minutes extra on an ashtami, please do it every day. Do it every day and see what happens. Your life will change like this. Ashtami mein to sabhi karte hain. Why don't you do it every day? So this is a logic I generally have towards special days. So I am seeing a lot of mails that come in and talking about such special days approaching. What can I do extra for them? My answer is, if you can spend, it is only taking 10-15 minutes extra, do it every day. Sacrifice a little bit of sleep and do it every day. If it is something extraordinary that you want to do, that you're going to sit the whole day in tapasya of, in the meditation, reciting the nama japa, rhythmically syncing it with your thoughts and your breath and all that, you're going to spend the whole day without food or some kind of extreme stuff that you want to do on special days, that you cannot do on the other days, then probably yes, you can do. See, it is completely personal. Why you have your birth chart is separate from somebody who sits right next to you in school or right next to you in your office, is because what you can offer and what your deity expects from you is different. So this group concept will no longer work when it comes to Bhairava sadhana, because that is how it is. Now you are at the final leg. The group concept has to break. What you offer or what you sacrifice for your Ishta in the Kali Yuga, the deity that is, the Jiva that is in the Kali Yuga will be unique, has to be unique. It cannot be same as what somebody else is offering. Everybody offers one lamp, so I will also offer one lamp on that day. No, that means all of your karmas are not the same. The deities talk to you, learn to listen to it. You will get these very strong urges that tell you that, okay, I want to do this, do it. That is how it is. You continuously wait for this answer from a human being, and you text somebody else and you ask them, can I do this on this date, and they say yes, and you are then doing the lamp. Then what about the deity talking to you? It should come to a state where the deity will tell you what they want you to sit in front of their photo for the whole day. They would have already given you this information. Sit. That is what you do. And on Ashtami Tithis, anybody with any kind of materialistic goal, whether you're 70 years old or 20 years old, please make it very deeply personal. If it's a special day, it should be only personal. Do not get into group. Don't do everybody is doing this, so I'll also do this. No. On specific tithis, be it Amavasya or be it Paurnami or be it Ashtami, if it is something, if you're in the path of sadhana and not upasana, in the path of full-fledged sadhana wherein deity is everything, oneness is your goal, on these special tithis, do something that it's not written anywhere. Make it special. Something like that. Something that cannot be done every day. 2 malas extra, 10 malas extra can be done every day. It will only take 10 to 15 minutes more. 10 to 15 minutes more is not something that you have every day. Only you don't do on Ashtami. That is not special. That is probably an eye-opener for you itself to realize that you have more time to spend with your deity. So, people texting me and asking me about special things to do for the deity. For me, the term special, because I have reached a state in my sadhana, because next would only be tapasya. So something like that, if you're asking me what is special, probably it would be too extreme for me to blindly put into an email and tell you guys. It has to be extreme. Special is special. 2 malas extra, another extra 30 minutes of prayers that day alone. To me, it is not special, because 30 minutes, there is always something that you can sacrifice and do it for the deities on every day. So if it is going to be special on Ashtami, make it very special. And let the deities talk to you. They would have already asked you for it. They would have already called you for something. It is you that is not allowing them to talk because you're continuously looking at a human being to answer it for you. Especially Bhairava and Ma Kali, they do not wait for anybody else to come in between. They are so direct to the point that the bhaktas of Ma Kali would not be sitting and guessing. You would not wait for somebody to tell you that on Ashtami Tithi, burn 2 extra lamps, add 10 extra lamps, small katora of extra naivedyam. No. All that you can do every day. It takes 10 minutes of time. This is upasana. It's still at the state of upasana. When it comes to sadhana, it has to be just one step below tapasia. Sadhana is a long path. A few lifetimes in sadhana will create somebody who's a tapasvi. Tapasya is when you do not give a damn about anything else anymore. Your entire waking, breathing moment is about the deity. One step below sadhana, where you still play the role of your life. You're playing the role of your life, but the deity is central and core. Upasana is when everything you're playing, the deity is also there. You believe in God a lot and you trust in your deities, but special day, special time, rest of the time you don't think of them. Sadhana is when you're fully thinking about them. Your life is revolving around it, but life is still there. Life is still going around the deity. You're taking the pradisthana again and again, but it is fully surrounding the deity. No other material goal is too big for you. It is the deity who is central. Tapasya is a state where gone. You do not even care about what you wear, what you are, what is your name, nothing. Everything breaks off. That is the highest state of sadhana only. Sadhana is what morphs into the state of tapasya. Once you are a tapasvi, like more or less you are out of the societal living, and usually the deities will keep you at that state. Everybody attains that at the end of their sadhana. That state should come. So broaden your minds. Don't think of small extras on special days. Go all out. This is my actual message to you. Don't wait for somebody to say every one of us will light one more lamp. Every one of us will offer 2 more bananas. That you can do every day. What you can do every day, what an upasaka does on special days is what a sadhaka does 365 days. What a sadhaka does every day on special days is what a tapasvi does every waking moment. So, if you want to accelerate and move faster, higher, very fast, start breaking the norms. You do something that is special on Ashtami alone. And you ask that question, but Bhairava is everywhere for me. Bhairava is everything to me. Bhairava is everything to me. He is my guru. He is my father. He is my mother. He is everything to me. Then, why am I waiting for special days? On Ashtami, the whole day is his. On other days, I want the whole day to be his. However, I am not blessed for that yet. So, I'll do my highest. But on Ashtami, it should not be 2 lamps. 2 more mustard lamps. 2 more sesame oil lamps. No. 1 more katora of naivedyam. No. Make it extreme. Otherwise, treat Ashtami as just another day in sadhana, because every day you have pushed it to the maximum. Every day if you have just 10 more minutes, otherwise your bus will go off. You will not be able to go to college. You will not be able to go to work at all. So you have only 10 more minutes. That 10 more minutes you spend with the deity, so that on Ashtami also you are jam packed only. Let these online contents and all that tell you to do something special on certain days, do that every day. That is how you progress from sadhana to tapasya very fast. The guy who is breaking the norms and saying that if you tell me that doing this extra on special days alone is going to get me the grace of my deity, then I will do it every day. That is sadhana, and that will accelerate you. I am not saying all this simply out of, it's not a guessing game for me, nor is it just content making. This is all stuff I've done. There is a reason why I did not follow or listen to anybody else while, when I went after the search of Ma's Vigraham, right, starting from small photo all the way to a proper temple vidhis. With temple vidhis, I went to a Vigraham, and then we now have Ma in proper full-fledged Vigraham with proper prana pratishta, eyes open. All the asuras that are, all the mund in her mundas, on her mala, everything, each of their ears and eyes are open with the process. So that much of ritualistic thing, this is all against the norms. So if somebody says that you are going to keep a Vigraham of Ma Kali in your house, small Vigraham itself, you go and tell that to at a temple, they will say, no, don't even think of it. So whatever I have done, I have broken the norms. If I'm telling you, why should I be afraid or wait for a special time, or that only a temple will be special? Ma is everywhere, why will Ma not be at my house? So that is the logic I applied. So this is the logic you should also apply in sadhana. So if somebody tells you, this is special, if you do this in the path of Ma Kali, she will be happy, then you will say, then I will make her happy every day. She has to look at me. It is a competition with your own abilities. How much of your time is devoted to her and how much of your time is devoted to him? If everybody else is doing it on one day a year, you do it every day, what will happen then? Somebody who's, let me give this extremely boring example that everybody likes to give. Somebody who's very sincerely working out for half an hour 3 times a week versus somebody who's very sincerely and scientifically, methodologically, full research, they're doing it 2 hours a day with the right nutrition, right split of the body parts and everything. It's very, very deep. Obviously, they're going to have better benefits if they're working out for 4 or 5 days a week, for 1 hour, twice a day, proper rest cycle, which muscle is rested when, which muscle is being worked at, all this, they will have more benefits. So, an upasaka must progress to the state of a sadhaka, and the sadhaka progresses to the state of a tapasvi when you start pushing the norms. Or else a sadhaka thinks he's a sadhaka, but he's always an upasaka. He is not a sadhaka. You are trying to be in the path of sadhana, but to become a sadhaka, you have to push the norms of upasana. It is not just on Shri Krishna's Jayanti that you people put photos on WhatsApp statuses. You are above that, right? You are not. You don't remember your deity just in the early morning and you just put one status and you forget. No, that is just the beginning states of upasana, where that's all it is. Then comes people who go to temples every day. That is also upasana. Sadhana is when temple is you. You are the temple. Temple is within you. That state, if you have to achieve, you will have to start breaking the norms. So this is regarding the special days that people continuously ask me about. Number 1. Number 2, the state of depression, loneliness. I find that almost all of you are in a state of depression. You will not find an animal that is depressed because the animal eats. Once the food related urge is satisfied, it goes to sleep. Comfortably safe place where it will not be attacked by a bigger predator, it is happy and it is sleeping. Now that animal will want to procreate, make babies. So it will find a mate. They might not even mate for life. In a single season, a male and a female will have multiple partners and then they'll move on. That is the mind of an animal. Such an animal is never depressed. There are also human beings who will be satiated with these sort of primal urges because they're just in the yoni of a human. They have just come there. There are human beings who would have had multiple human births, hundreds, and they've come to a state where all this is not giving them the same satisfaction. That is when these sort of humans will chase after spirituality, will chase after ishtas, they chase after the deities because they have already begun these processes in previous births. So when such a human being, in spite of satiating their animalistic needs like hunger, procreation, safe place to rest, and increases their territory, kingdom, politically, animals are also political. When all these needs are met, also you are depressed because there is one garbhagriha that is empty. That is spirituality. This animal does not have. The animal will only think of nature, it will only appreciate nature during its last stages, when it is about to die and go. That is when it begins to appreciate what it had. And as it dies in hunger, everything that gave it satisfaction, as the animal dies, it will realize that it can no longer attain it. The animal is happy while it is having food. The animal is very happy when it is having a mate. The animal is very happy when it has a large kingdom under its control. But as it dies, it will be left in a corner in a forest, alone. There is nobody to help. There is nobody coming to give it medical treatment. It might be injured and lying in a corner to die. And that is the only moment when the animal that will truly embrace spirituality. Don't you think that the animal wishes for help? Even if you are the most dangerous wild animal, as the lion that is about to die and kicked out of its own group, pride as they call it, with no lionesses nearby, no young lions, they will try to drive him away. So he sits in a corner. Every lion who lived in the most grand manner will finally at one state be alone in the corner, hiding, slowly dying in hunger, unable to get up and hunt. Everything that gave it pleasure will no longer be attainable. So there are human beings also who have achieved the state of the human birth, but still they ran after food, material, mate. They have a very sincere wife at home, but they want more. They have a very good husband, but they want more. Animalistic urge. But these sort of people also, because I am in a specific field of career, so I am exposed to so many people, so I can tell you that as they age, like the lion that is lying alone in a corner of the forest to die, waiting for death, these people also realize that, have I crossed my limits in quest for material? It is no longer satisfying me. If somebody in their old age truly realizes these sort of pains, they will probably have a better birth. Till the end, you try to use your powers for chasing out, you're 85, 90, you're still actively in business, chasing, cutting down your competitors. What is the likelihood that you will have a good rebirth? What is the likelihood? Because you're still an animal. Will you go back to the animal body, or will you have a human birth? At least the ones who are embracing spirituality. Why am I embracing spirituality at 55, 60? Is because at least you are telling your deity that I have realized I have been an animal in the body of a human, but now I realize that all that made no sense. I now come in your path. Next birth, gave me oneness with you. Of course, oneness is not going to happen in next birth. They will have more births, as because to attain any kind of an achievement has karma attached to it. The lion kills a deer. The businessman kills a smaller businessman. So definitely he is carrying that karma, and now he has to go through multiple births as he burns it. So that is why retirement spirituality at least will give you a good rebirth. Retirement spirituality is good. At least it will give you a rebirth. Oneness with deity in the next birth itself, not possible, because any kind of achievement has strong bindings with karma. It will have to burn it. So we go back to the greatest guru of the Dwapar Yuga, who gave us this beautiful message. The karmas that he earned in the body of Sri Rama, he burnt it. Shri Krishna, I'm talking about Shri Krishna by now, you would have understood. The greatest guru of Dwapara. Any karma, any and every karma that Sri Rama earned in the Treta Yuga, Shri Krishna spent his last days burning it. Every curse that he had while ensuring dharma is placed itself. When you are fighting for dharma also, you will incur negative karma. But of course, it is your spirituality and your oneness with your deity that will keep you intact and will not let you fall. Your deity will hold you. To establish dharma, you will break adharmis, and adharmis also will curse you. When an adharmi curses you, you will still have to bear that karma. But to what extent will you be affected? Your deity will keep you safe. You will be burning, but in the hand of the deity, the karpura, you like a karpura, you will be burning in the hand of your deity. They will hold you. You will not fall. So even to set dharma, you will have to burn. How did the most extraordinary avatar of Mahavishnu, I cannot even call Shri Krishna the full avatar of Mahavishnu, because Krishna Deha is the name of Ma Kali. He himself says, I am Kal, denoting that there is Shiva within him. And then yes, he is Mahavishnu himself. So that's extremely powerful, and the final avatar that we have seen so far. Of course, we have to believe that he has come down multiple times in small forms, probably even multiple times as animals also. Animals living in our own homes might be an incarnation of a family member or in some cases some deity itself. Anyway, such a powerful avatar of Mahavishnu, Kali, Shiva, Sadashiva, Mahakala. How did Shri Krishna pass off? Do you think that when he sat in the forest all by himself, knowing very well that his end is coming, he did not commit suicide? He sat there knowing that for what he did in the previous birth, he is now going to burn. And was he like this? He could have had a huge army around him. Did he have it? No. He could have had 10 workers, 10 helping hands near him. Did he do it? No. He went alone to the forest, surrounded by nature, surrounded by animals. And he sat there, waited for himself to burn. This is essentially Shri Krishna sitting on the funeral pyre and waiting for his karma to catch up to him. Do you think that when the arrow pierced his leg, it would not have been very painful? Would he not have needed a moment of affection, love of the mother, of his friends, of his brother, of his sister, anybody? But were they there? No. There was nobody around. He sat there and burnt alone in the forest as he bled out. Therein he gave us the greatest message of Dwapar Yuga. That in the Kali Yuga, when you reach in your final states, you will be alone. In the sadhana of Bhairava, in the path of moksha, you will be alone. You might have lived the most grand life, but towards the end you will be alone. Do not look up to other humans to be surrounded you. Even Shri Krishna did not have other human beings. The greatest avatara who danced with so many gopiyas, who went mad in the sadhana of Ma Radha, was she there at his last moments? No. He sat there alone and gave the greatest message that loneliness is when you truly burn your karma. Whenever you are surrounded by people, realize that you are still earning karma. If in life you have become lonely in the path of Bhairava, you are becoming depressed, you are feeling alone, you are feeling purposeless, understand that you have to accept that reality. This message is not mine. It was Shri Krishna who gave this message. It was Shri Krishna who said that ultimately, no matter even if I am God, at my final state before attaining moksha, I will sit alone, surrounded only by nature, and I will burn. When the arrow pierced him, imagine the pain. That moment, if you are sitting there, let us stop assuming that because he was an avatara, he was having pain tolerance beyond a normal human's capacity. No, he came into a human body, so his pain, all the pain that he would bear would be equivalent to what you would bear. If an arrow pierced into you, stop assuming that he was Mahavishnu, he was Mahakala, he was Kali. Because of that, he can handle pain. It is not like ours. No, you are losing the message. He came into a human body, took a human birth, walked around, moved around. He did not fly around like an astral form. He walked the path. So whatever pain he bears is what you would also bear if an arrow pierced your leg. He sat alone in the forest, waited for his death, and attained moksha from the body. So when you're depressed, please realize that this is the path. Ultimately, oneness is what you're aiming for. You are in the path of Kalabhairava sadhana, you are in the path of Mahakali, or any of the other divine Digambara rupas of Kalabhairava, Digambara rupas of Mahakali. Please understand that you are sitting in the forest now. You are realizing that the arrow of karma is coming for you. It is going to pierce your leg. And as you bleed out, it will hurt. It hurts Shri Krishna also. It will hurt you also. It will be very painful. But Shri Krishna did not cry out in anguish. He cried out in bliss. Because the realization that with this loneliness that I have given myself as I sit in this forest, not having a single soldier around, how much time it would have taken for Shri Krishna to use his powers and have a crore of people standing around him to protect him, to destroy that hunter. He knew the hunter is coming. Did he stop the hunter? Similarly, when you know your karma is coming to hit you, you realize that it is your karma and allow it to hit you. Stop physically trying to stop it. Let your deity help your sadhana. And then he sat there. The arrow pierced him. He bled out slowly. And with that, he finished all his karmas and he left. This is exactly what will happen to you. The child that you lost, all the pains that you took, the mother who was never kind to you, the father who was never there for you, the terrible jobs that everything for you alone is going wrong. It is your arrow hitting your leg. You are in the path of sadhana. Realize that every day these arrows are going to pierce into you. Even Shri Krishna in human body, Mahavishnu, Kali Deha, Krishna, one of the names of Kali, Krishna Deha, names of Kali, they gave this message that you will sit in loneliness and let the arrow pierce you. That is the most painful final path. In the sadhana of Kalabhairava, in the sadhana of Mahakali, this is a realization that you will have to have. You will not physically try and alter the course of your life. You will let it come to you. And many of you are asking me, how do I know that it is a deity doing it? How do I know when to react? My answer to this is, first you finish the sadhana of Bhairava. You put in a lot of time into that. Finish all your materialistic goals. You will come to a state where you attain oneness with Kalabhairava, because in the path of Kalabhairava, material chase will not happen. It will not happen. If any other video somebody says that it will happen, no, it will not happen. I can assure you it will not happen. I saw a comment that said that I am in the path of Kalabhairava. Can I also pray to Ma Durga for the chase of material wealth? It will not happen. When the entire tantra itself, if you see, it is Mata Parvati who will very beautifully I elicit the knowledge of tantra from Mahadeva and give it to us. In tantra, the knowledge is elicited by Mata Parvati from Bhairava. It is Bhairava who gives the knowledge, and it is always given to the feminine form. It's a dialogue that was projected onto the minds of the great rishis who wrote it all down for us. So please understand that it is not Ma Durga who talks to Kalabhairava for the knowledge of moksha. Do not bungle everything up. So I did not even reply to that comment, because I have put so many hours worth of stuff outside on Bhairava being the last Bhairava state wherein you can still specifically chase after material. It will still work, but as you go towards Kalabhairava, material will come to you, but you cannot chase after it, and neither will that material give you the same pleasure. Whatever is karmically meant to have, it might still be a very, very expensive car, it might be in a very expensive house, but you will never feel one with that when you are going towards Kalabhairava, or when you are attaining or closely and very strongly progressing in the path of Kalabhairava. You will never attain happiness out of the greatest material that you achieve. You cannot. So this contrast, that comment is absolutely bonkers. It can never work. Kalabhairava, who is sitting in the smashana, who sits in Kashi for moksha, where people go to die. There are people who specifically want to die in Kashi. And you are saying that you have materialistic goals, which means you are chasing after it. And you are attaching Ma Durga to it. So if so many hours of video cannot tell you and give you clarity, then probably you are not meant for that. There are people, just because many people have selfishly thrown out knowledges on Bhairava into the air, and many people who are not supposed to be in that path have pulled it out, which is why I spoke about Bhairava. Do not run after Kalabhairava. When you have materialistic goals, you will find yourself just getting destroyed, because he is not the deity for material goals. He is not the deity. He is a deity. He is the guru of moksha, the guru of Brahma, the one who gave enlightenment to Bhairava, to Brahma. And you go to him and ask him for a promotion. Do it to the young Bhairava. At least there is hope when you attach Ma Durga. To go to Kalabhairava and talk about measly materialistic stuff, like a small promotion, a better job, a little bit of extra income. If it is meant for you, it will come. Like the arrow that struck Shri Krishna's leg, your karma is going to hit you. Because that moment when he sits down in that forest by himself alone, that is the exact state of sadhaka when he goes in the path of Kalabhairava. That is the exact state. That is what you are doing. If you say that you want to attain oneness with Kalabhairava, realize that you are now purposely walking into the forest, sitting down under a tree, waiting for these arrows to strike you. Please understand what this means. Shri Krishna at that moment is not thinking about what to do in his palace. He is not thinking about how to win the next Mahabharata. Nothing. All his purpose is done. His corporate life is over. His material life is over. His alangara is over. He is not thinking about the next jewel. He at that moment is waiting for karma to strike his leg and for his moksha. That is the state of attaining oneness with Kalabhairava. Material is impossible. If some other podcast says that you can attain podcast or somebody on YouTube is saying that you can attain material goals with Kalabhairava, please understand it is not possible. That is why he is the guru of moksha. That's why he sits. Where he sits is Kashi. Where he sits is Kashi. He did not sit in Kashi. Where he sits is Kashi. That's the only purpose. He is the final state. He is the forest where you too sit down like Shri Krishna and wait for the karma to strike your legs like arrows piercing into you, making you bleed. As you get rid of all your karma, you attain oneness with Kalabhairava. This is the point of Kalabhairava. It's very sad that today people have bungled it up to such an extent that you're just mixing and matching all the paths together. The only way you will attain material progress, the only reason why Grihasthas progress incredibly well in the path of Bhairava is through Vattuka Bhairava. That is the only way. Every other Bhairava is a specific step as you attain the oneness with Kalabhairava. It is not about material chase anymore. Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. Kalabhairava, so like I was telling you, every branch of Tantra is Ma Parvati pulling the knowledge out of Mahadeva or Bhairava and giving it to us, projecting it onto the rishis. So what happens is that when you pull the knowledge out of, let's say, Krodha Bhairava, what do you think is the knowledge for? Is it on how to navigate corporate life? That is not going to be the knowledge. The knowledge is enlightenment. Realms and realms of lokas and how to traverse in those paths. There is something, when you look up at the Akasha, there is some levels above and we don't know the knowledge of that. He is the one who can give you that knowledge. Do not go to him and ask him on how to get 10,000 rupees extra salary a month. These sort of material goals attached with Vattuka Bhairava. He is the one who can give you. Last state of Bhairava who can give you is that. After that, it is the forest. You have to walk into the forest, cross all your trees. Finally, you will sit down, find an excellent tree. You sit down under that tree, wait for the arrows to pierce you. That is Kalabhairava. Anybody who's telling you anything else, and you feel the urge to listen to that, probably it is because you're not meant for the path yet. Many of us are not. Many of us cannot sit simply playing the flute, waiting for the arrow to pierce our legs so that we die. Many of us cannot do that. Many of us still very, very strongly bound to our karma. We want materialistic needs. Go to Vattuka. Let the Vairagya set in to such an extent that finally you can no longer have material as a goal. Because material as a goal will not work. It cannot work with Kalabhairava. Shri Krishna, when he is sitting in the forest, can you go and can somebody approach him and tell him that shall I stop the hunter? Shall I stop the hunter from shooting the arrow? I can. When the hunter is walking towards you, I'll shoot him and kill him so that he cannot shoot you. What do you think Shri Krishna would have said? He said, go away. Go away. It is my karma. It is coming to destroy me. Don't stop it. The reason why we all pray to deities in stone, the greatest message is there only. It's also I have said previously in my other videos. At the state of Kalabhairava, when you're sitting under the tree in a forest surrounded only by animals that do not talk back, nature, that state like the deity that you pray to in stone, she has a khadaga raised. But if somebody disrespected this Vigraha, she is not going to physically hit with this khadaga. She is in the Murti, but reaction is not physical. No matter somebody, I used to write about Ma Kali in one specific album, and in that album itself people have insulted her. This has happened. Do you think that she is going to physically take a khadaga and cut them? This Vigraham is going to move from here and go do that? No. Karma. Just like that, you will not react to karmic events physically. This is an understanding that you should have as you progress from Bhairava to Kalabhairava state of mind. Why does depression hit you? You are supposed to understand that depression is hitting you because you are not allowing your ego, which is your identified self, your name, your email address, your address, to become one with your jiva. That is why depression is setting in. You are not letting your jiva take control. That means you are still supposed to be in the path of Bhairava and Ma Durga. You cannot love Kalabhairava and Ma Durga very. I cannot even tell you how terrible that idea is. The Kalabhairava Bharya, that is Ma Kali. Do not do all this and think that you will attain. Do not get into this Papa Karma and end up with 10 more animal births. Don't do that. This is all playing with fire. Papa Karma is a real thing. Do not disrespect the deities and force them to, throw you out of the path. Because these YouTube contents with 10 million, 15 million followers and all have thrown all this content into people's minds, and there are people who are praying to Kalabhairava with extremely terrible mindsets. They have a revenge mode. They're thinking of revenging on others, they're insulting others, making fun of others, going to Kalabhairava temples while having terrible thoughts. Please understand the exact state of Kalabhairava sadhana is what Shri Krishna does under the tree in the forest. That is the exact state. Everything is done. No more goals. He no longer wishes for anything. He is just waiting for karma to hit, bleed out, die, go. This is the exact state of Kalabhairava. At that moment when you have gone and said that even though there are material goals that I have, I'm not going to chase it. You can forcefully go and sit down under the tree and say that, let the arrow hit. If it is something that is karmically meant to me because I married somebody, because I am the son of this man, I am the daughter of this lady, because of that I am supposed to do something, you get it done for me, but for me you are the number one. So, materialistic goals नहीं होता है. Material goals नहीं होता है. Material होते हैं because you are karmically bound to it, and they will ensure that you don't incur more karma. So everything runs on automated mode. Automatic चलता ही रहता है. Autopilot में चलता ही रहता है. You don't grab and try to drive the plane, you will crash. So the most perfect representation for how you will be in the state of Kalabhairava sadhana is Shri Krishna sitting, playing the flute beautifully, enjoying himself. When he is playing the flute, he is at eternal state of bliss while the arrow is piercing into him. He knows it is coming. He knows that tomorrow the next hit is going to come to me, it is going to destroy me, it is going to completely finish me, but let it come. Is he crying? Is he sitting on the tree and crying, oh no, I am going to get destroyed, I hate this path, I hate this, I hate every moment of this? No. He sits under the tree waiting for the arrow to say, come. Because he's playing the flute, he's going. That state is what you should understand. That is the perfect, there cannot be a more perfect way to represent what Kalabhairava sadhana is. That moment where you sit under the tree and wait for your arrow. There is no way that Sri Krishna at that moment can think about another Mahabharata. No, he is resigned to his karmas. So, please understand that the loneliness, don't you think Sri Krishna was lonely under the tree? He was. Don't you think that he would have missed his mother? The beautiful days when he had Makhan, when he stole Makhan, played around with Balarama, with his friends as a child, played with all the gopiyas, all the happy moments that he would have had as a child, then going through the adventure that he had as he masterminded the war of Mahabharata. Don't you think that such a powerful person that he was, at that moment he could have controlled and escaped his karmas? He did not. He gave the message at that moment also that to progress in the path of sadhana, to progress in the path of Kalabhairava, which is karma mochana, you will only stay alive while the karma burns and not try to control it. So this understanding, please realize why you are lonely, why are you sad, why are you depressed? Because you are not allowing the sadhana to be the number one part of your life. You are still Shri Krishna trying to run the Mahabharata while sitting under the tree waiting for the arrow. Can you do that? Can Shri Krishna run Mahabharata while sitting under the tree in the forest waiting for the arrow to strike and kill him? Can he still run Mahabharata? No. So this identity crisis is going to affect you. But to Bhairava, go there, finish all your material, pray to Ma Durga. Later on you will come to the state of Kalabhairava where you sit down on the tree. It's done. Don't try to run Mahabharata sitting under the tree. It will not work. Shri Krishna's messages are effective in Kali Yuga. That's why he came at the end of Dwapar Yuga. Every day he has lived, he has given messages. And to progress in the path of Bhairava also, he has given the messages. Shri Krishna's baby as a Bala Gopala, when he was roaming earth, you want to be in that state while also thinking of moksha. It's a clash. Go through Bhattuka Bhairava. Finish all your goals. Vairagya will begin to set in again. You will detach from the goals and you will sit under the tree. This is the state of Kalabhairava. So that said, that is something I wanted to address. Get some clarity. Yes, it will be depressing. It is depressing because you have not realized why you are sitting under the tree. Sitting under the tree for a specific purpose. If you don't feel like sitting under the tree in that forest, don't go and sit under the tree. It's plain and simple. Don't let the arrow come and strike you. Realize that it is because of all this explosion of Bhairava on YouTube that you are in this path. Probably you are not in this right path. Go back to Krishna upasana. Go back to Vattuka Bhairava and come from the beginning. Go through the entire life cycle of Shri Krishna. As a child, as a teenager, as a warrior, as a strategist, corporate life, finish everything and finally come to the state of Kalabhairava. The guide to life is given in the human body that Shri Krishna was. How to live in Kali Yuga, he has given that. Read about him. That's enough. He'll tell you everything. But ultimately, moksha, you need it, right? You need Bhairava, that's Ishta. Come through Bhattuka Bhairava, sadhana karo. Do the sadhana of Bhattuka Bhairava. Attach to Ma Durga. Traverse. Vairagya will begin to set in and you will find Mahakali taking over. As your desires become too much, she will cut down. Control your head and show you that your prana will only go into the bowl, and the bowl is Kapala that Bhairava roams with. Kalabhairava's Kapala. This is why the Aghora path is very, very, very beautiful. They eat and live out of one human skull. That skull is what she holds there. So don't try to jumble everything up. Be calm. It is going to be depressing. It is going to be lonely, because when Shri Krishna expects the arrow to strike him, I am sure that he would have had great memories, but also he would have been sad. He was deeply sad because every single human being that is going to get submerged under Dwaraka. Don't you think that he would be? Is that not each of his karma? Is that not each of his well-wisher? Is that not each of the person he was responsible for? He is detached. When the city submerges, he is completely detached. And he sits in the forest, realizing that this minute I can go and stop it, but karmically I am not meant for it. As you go higher and higher in your spirituality, yes, you can stop a lot of karmic events in other people's life, but you should not be able to. Till you don't understand this, spiritual progress will not happen. You cannot pray for somebody else. You cannot take their karma on. If somebody has done a mistake, they will have to atone for it. They will have to burn themselves. You cannot burn for others. How much time it would have taken for Shri Krishna to save that entire city? Has he not done it before? Is he still not saving cities? Is Shri Krishna still not saving cities? He is still saving cities. How much time it would have taken? He has realized that is karma. All of his karma is burning. He sits detached in the forest as everything is getting destroyed. That level of tranquility must set in. For that, depression and loneliness and moving into the forest. You have not even seen the forest yet. Many of us are still in the sadhana of Bhairava chasing material forest. You have not even seen the forest that Shri Krishna has entered. You have to go into that. As you finish each state of Bhairava, you will attain more and more Vairagya, and finally you will find the tree and sit down under it, waiting for your moksha. That is Kalabhairava, the state of Kalabhairava, the guru of moksha, the state of being in Kashi is under that tree. So till you see that forest, stop trying to live like you are already in the forest, because you have a lot of material goals. You still have the Mahabharata to complete. You still have a lot of plotting to do. So that you don't incur negative karma, and moksha is guaranteed. Have Bhairava in hand, have Ma Kali in hand. Which form? I've already told you which form. See my previous videos. I already told you which form. Don't rush into the ultimate form. Don't talk about Kalabhairava. Say that I will sit under the tree while also planning Mahabharata. Will it work? Will it not work? It will not work. Even Shri Krishna will not be able to sit under the final tree in which he is going to get killed under and plan Mahabharata, because that has to be done there. This has to be done here. Don't rush into the tree while completely thinking about how to plan the Mahabharata war. Finish the war and come to the tree. That is why Bhairava, Ma Durga, ultimately Kalabhairava, Mahakali, let the arrow strike. Each arrow, how much ever painful it is, she will give you the strength. She will give you the focus by holding your hair. Your prana is only going into the bowl of Kapala, the Kapala. Your prana is only, it's not being wasted. That focus she will give you. That is when, even while burning and the arrow strikes you, you are playing your flute. Understand the messages that are within all this. Every answer is already given. Nowadays, we don't have proper gurus who can tell you the lessons. Everybody is after likes, followers, getting money, filling bank accounts. Some of us are only meant for true knowledge. It will come. They will give it. So to summarize, depression will come, loneliness will strike. Know what form you are going after. Don't try to plan the Mahabharata war sitting under the tree wherein you are supposed to die. So, Mahabharata, that is your corporate life, your daily life, your married life, everything is there. Go to that state. Bhairava is your Ishta. Listen to how Shri Krishna lived life. Bhairava never told you how to live life. He came to destroy Brahma only. Arey, useless creator. I will take your head off. That's what he did. How to live life? Shri Krishna. Stages of life? Shri Krishna. Human body mein aaye the. Bhairava is not human body. Astral. So big that Brahma's head is fingernail. So big. How to live life? You're still in the body. Shri Krishna's, and from the baby stage till the date he died, but you are all talking about dying while being in the baby state. So, attach Bhairava, that level of Vairagya alone you take. Take Bhairava is extremely Vairagi, but in the path of Dharma, he is very strong towards Dharma, and listen to Shri Krishna's path. Don't say that I'm going to sit under the tree while also wanting to play with the gopiyas in the forest. That forest and this forest are different. Understand this. All messages are there. Just that we refuse to listen to it. We refuse to understand the crux in it. Kalabhairava is the final state wherein the arrows will strike you. Whatever is finally left over, even the small things. You fight to somebody on the road and he has cursed you, even that you have to finish off. Only then you get to sit under the tree playing your flute, let the arrow strike and you go. Where did he go? Did he go to hell? Did he go become some other pathetic life? No. Finished. Moksha. Oneness. So, don't rush into all this loneliness. Learn to handle it. Understand that these are arrows striking. Little by little. Material goals, and do not get into the papa karma of invoking Kalabhairava. He will just completely just rip you. Because he is not the one for material goals. When Bhairava takes off the head of Brahma, just think for a second that the entire Devaloka just started trembling. It is the Ugra, Vairagi state of Mahadeva that came out. That is a level of Vairagya in him. Most of us cannot even handle that level of Vairagya. We are still thinking, even while reciting the mantras, we are still thinking of our promotions and boss. Given the trick for that. Let the mantras become so powerful that, I told you the clockwise thing, no? Let that finish. Let the thoughts all disappear. Then you go towards the tree of, like Shri Krishna sat down for moksha, final path. Finish everything and come. Kalabhairava is not going anywhere. He is across universes, across galaxies. He is the most beloved Guru. But unfortunately, if you go to him and ask for something meaningless, you are wasting your own powers. As spiritual powers goes higher and higher, realize that Shri Krishna sat under the tree watching and realizing that all his people are going to get submerged. All that he built is going to get submerged. He knew that and still sat under the tree. That level of Vairagya, do you have it? That is a state of Kalabhairava. If it doesn't come in this life, live well without turning karma, without committing adharma, making fun of other sadhakas, other paths of life. If somebody says that Shri Krishna is everything, okay, thank you, go on, move on. If somebody says Ma Kali is not relevant, okay, move on. If somebody says Ma Radha is the ultimate Shakti, please realize these are all unrealized souls. Move on. There is a reason why you are all listening to somebody who started 2 months back with only 1 subscriber. I don't know. I started the channel with 1 subscriber. 12 years back. It's a 12-year-old channel. Suddenly I started posting videos. There was 1 subscriber. I don't know who it was, and I had not posted a single video. There was 1 subscriber who was always there in this channel. For what they subscribed, I don't know, because there are no videos. From that, we have come to 6,000 something subscribers in the last 2 months. This channel is not well known. So whatever I speak about is also not going to be well known. If you are able to get some crux out of this, go deep, understand what it means. If you are Balakrishna, don't rush and sit under the forest while having the goals of planning Mahabharata. Every day of his life is a message. Realize and learn it. It will help you a lot. Kalabhairava is not going anywhere. He is there. Finish the path. Entire path and come. Mahakali is here only. Don't worry. They are not going anywhere. Finish off your goals and come back, but never leave your sadhana. There are no special days. Every day is special. If you can spend 15 minutes on a special day, make that 15 minutes every day. That is how you move from sadhana to tapasia. Accelerate. It's a trick. I think I'm majorly done for today. I was supposed to talk on a different subject, but I felt that there is a very important need to talk on this subject. Bhairava Kalike Namostute.